if you know for yourself what you are. Realizing what you are, then the question is entirely different. The question what to do. Because one realizes what one is. One is confused as the world is. One lives in contradiction, in division, as the world is. And without understanding oneself, not only at the conscious level, but also very much deeply, very profoundly, unless there is this understanding, not according to some analyst, Freud, Jung, or your own particular pet analyst, but to understand yourself as you are. And in the understanding of that, the question of what you are to do becomes entirely different. Because now you are putting the question in relation to the world as though it was something outside of you. To what political party you should join, to what group, the pacifists and so on, to what group, to what section. So you are putting the world as something outside of you. But when one realizes, not verbally, not as an idea, but actually, when one realizes that one is the world, and one's responsibility to the world is the responsibility of understanding yourself so completely. And then your question, what to do, has quite a different meaning. So the question is, how to observe. How to observe oneself. Oneself being the total human being. You are not an American, though you may have the label as the American. And a man coming from India may call himself an Indian with his particular label, with his particular superstitions and beliefs. But when you scratch or push aside all that, he is an ordinary human being like you and me, like a dozen others. So the question is, how do you observe yourself? Because without knowing yourself, who is the world, not an individual. The word individual means a total entity, indivisible. An individual means a human being in whom there is no contradiction, no division, no separation, is a total unit, harmonious unit. That is, that word, the individual, means that, indivisible. So you're not you're not individuals, you're all broken up, contradictory in yourself. So, how are you to look at yourself? Please do listen to this. It's quite absorbing, this. It demands a great deal of intelligence. It's great fun. Much more fun than any book. Than any religious entertainment. Than any philosophy. As we are broken up human beings in ourselves, contradictory desires, feeling inferior or superior, being afraid, having no love, feeling lonely, fragmented, not only superficially but deeply. How are you to observe? One fragment, observe the rest of the fragments? One becoming the censor, the examiner, the observer, watching over the rest of the fragments. And what gives him the authority over the other fragments? So the question is, who is the observer? And who is the censor that says, this I will do, this I won't do. This is right and this is wrong. This path I will take and I won't tread that path. I'll be a pacifist with regard to this war, but I have other favorite wars. I will follow this leader and not that leader. I believe in this and not in that. I will hold this prejudice and reject that. Knowing, if you have observed yourself, that you are a fragmented human being. And therefore, being fragmented, contradictory, living in constant conflict, and knowing this conflict, one fragment of this many, many fragments takes charge, becomes the authority, the censor, and his observation must inevitably be contradictory. Right? I hope you're following all this. if one fragment